Hi, I'm Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority, and you're watching South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux.
Welcome to South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. Thank you for joining us as we share information, tips, and techniques that can make our business community and your business more successful. Thank you to Stockton University for the opportunity to produce this show focusing on business in South Jersey. In just a moment, we will talk with Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Improvement and Development Authority. The authority, formed in 1993, serves as the marketing organization for the Borough of Wildwood Crest, the City of Wildwood, and the City of North Wildwood. They also serve the operational and marketing needs of the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority, who owns the Wildwood Convention Center. The Greater Wildwood Authority not only oversees many important roles, including marketing, advertising, promotions, and public relations, they also provide funding and assistance for special events all throughout the tourist season, including Friday night fireworks, classic car shows, and over 160 events and festivals per year. The authority works endlessly to provide the best experience possible for the economy of the Greater Wildwoods region. I have personally known Ben for over 20 years, and I am looking forward to all of you getting to know Ben better and the work that he does to make Wildwoods a better place. So let's get right down to business with today's featured guest. Ben, thank you for joining us.
Joe, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
I watch the show all the time, and it's a great show, so thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Let's get started. How did you get the role, and what led you to the role of the Director of PR and Marketing for WDITA?
Yeah. Well, I was in Wildwood for about 5 years working for the Murray organization, and this position opened up. And the Murray organization was a great opportunity for me. But I needed more. I needed to really expand. I wanted to market the entire island, not just one entity. And this position opened up, and they hired me. I started in 2004, and I've been with the authority now going on 19 years.
That's a lifetime.
It's a long time, yeah. So, but every day seems like it's the first.
Well, that's a great feeling.
It's exciting.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
So we did a little bit in the opening, but in your own words, tell us what the authority does each and every day.
Well, we are responsible for marketing the Wildwoods as a family tourism destination and bringing visitors to the Wildwoods and putting heads in beds, to be honest with you. So we do that through a series of marketing campaigns, public relations campaigns, social media, e-marketing programs, and basically, promote the Wildwoods as a first-class resort destination. We also have another role, and that is we're the marketing and operations arm of the Wildwoods Convention Center. So that's a whole different marketing program. That's all business to business. And we market and operate and promote the Wildwoods Convention Center as a facility for meetings, banquets, weddings, special events, sporting events, and trade shows and consumer shows.
That's a long list of things you're trying to achieve down there, and you do it really well, actually. And you mentioned your campaign's award-winning, I might have to add,
Thank
right?
You.
But you need people to do that, and every time I turn around, you have one of the most talented teams of people working for you. How do you manage to not only attract the people to the organization to continue to work, but to keep them there?
Yeah, I'm really lucky. We have 2 other employees in the marketing department. We do everything with 3 people in that marketing department. There are other destinations, and I'm not going to name names, but there are other destinations that have up to 14 people in their marketing department. We do it with 3. And we do it because we hire quality people, and these people stay with the authority. My marketing manager has been with us for over 10 years. My marketing coordinator has been with us over 6 years. And when we first look for people, I don't hire the person who is qualified for that position. I hire somebody that's qualified for a position above them. So if I'm hiring a marketing coordinator, I'm looking for a marketing manager level position. If I'm hiring a marketing manager, I'm looking for a director of marketing level position. So our people that are there have expertise. They are very, very competent, and they stay. So we have a great team right now.
All right, I want to get into this role because you have to really balance the needs of your community, the businesses, but also to do the job, you have to actually get everybody on the same page. How are you able to, and how important is it to have the residents and the businesses aware of what you do, how you do it? How important is that?
Well, it's most important. They really have to buy into what we're doing. And to do that, we talk to the community. We're always communicating with them. Every business and most of the community, local community, people that live in the community are on our distribution list to receive our e-blasts, our emails, our blogs, and our newsletters. We also make sure we involve the community whenever we're starting a brand new campaign. We go out and poll the community, we talk to them, we ask them what their ideas are. And then we bring those ideas back to the agency and we start and brainstorm and we come up with a major campaign. Before we launch that campaign, we will have a presentation and invite the entire business community and residents to come to the convention center for a presentation to introduce that campaign to them so that they can buy into that campaign. And that has worked. They feel part of the process. They feel like their voices are heard. And they have a sense of pride in the campaigns when we do launch them.
Plus, I guess the byproduct of that, and it's going to be where basically you're educating and communicating with the marketplace, but in turn getting that buy-in. I think that's so critical. Communication.
Absolutely. And everybody, we tell everybody, you are in tourism. Every single resident is in tourism. Every business is in tourism. Everybody that interacts with a visitor is in tourism. And they understand that, and they know that, and they take that role seriously.
Well, that's where we're going to break for now, because on the other side, we're going to get into more about the events you do and some of your favorite things that you get to do every day. Ben, I want to thank you for being part of the show, and sit tight because we've got more to come.
Thanks, Joe. I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Let's check out how you can connect with South Jersey business through social media, and then we'll be right back with more business talk featuring Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority on South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. We're back with today's featured guest, Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority. Ben, again, thanks for being part of the show.
Thanks for having me, Joe. This is great.
You're very successful with what you do. How do you define success?
Well, I define success by the success of the destination. If the destination is growing at a normal pace and businesses are doing well, hotels are full, restaurants are full, that is success in my estimation. I don't define personal success. That'll come with business success. And the Wildwoods have been successful. We have been growing at a steady rate for the last 12 years at about an 8% per year growth, which is incredible. We budget by using a 5-year average. Over the last 5 years, we are now 30% this year in 2021, 2022, 30% ahead of our 5-year average, which is unprecedented. It's incredible.
That is great.
We continue to grow.
I was going to say, I'm wishing you continued success in that. Speaking of success, one of your charges was to increase, you mentioned it earlier, to increase the length of the traditional tourism season. So talk to me about that, because that's no easy feat.
Well, the tourism season was really Memorial Day through Labor Day. The week after Labor Day, after Fireman's Convention, which is the week after Labor Day, you could shoot a cannon down the boardwalk and you wouldn't hit anybody. Wow. So we were charged with increasing that tourism season. And we did it by doing a couple of things. First of all, the convention center helped. The convention center is now booked 49 out of the 52 weekends. We have about 4 weekends in February and January where we're not busy. The rest of the season, all winter long, we have major events in there like cheerleading and wrestling and dance and band. Conventions are coming in there in the wintertime. So hotels are staying open, restaurants are staying open. So it increased that area. Then in September, we decided we're going to come up with a funding mechanism to fund events, to give funding to promoters to bring their events to the Wildwoods and run their events in the Wildwoods. So we have that program where we'll give promoters funding to bring their events to the Wildwoods. We now have a very busy second season, as we say, from September going into the third week in October. Every single week there are multiple festivals and events going on. So
That's great.
It's grown. It's grown to about a 10-month destination now.
Well, anybody that does any kind of PR, but also does tourism, knows that perception is reality for the visitor, for the resident, for the business. Talk to me about some of the challenges that either you have faced or that areas face when it comes to keeping that perception so positive that people want to keep returning.
Well, when I was first hired, this was in 2004, one of my first charges was to change outdated public perceptions of the Wildwoods through marketing research and focus groups, both quantitative and qualitative research. We saw that some people didn't feel the Wildwoods were for them. And that was based on outdated public perceptions of the Wildwoods, based on what the downturn of the 80s going into the early 90s of the Wildwoods. The Wildwoods have changed so much. And right now, we have to get that word out, that the Wildwoods of yesterday is not the Wildwoods you remember of today, that it is completely different, and that the Wildwoods are a family resort destination with everything you would absolutely need for your vacation destination. We like to say we have the entire Jersey Shore on one 5-mile island. You can find everything there.
That's great. I can attest to that because my family and I spend a lot of time in the Wildwoods, and we will continue, and we find exactly what you're saying is true. Speaking of events, which we attended, which is your favorite event that you guys produced down there?
That is easy. My favorite event is New Jersey State Barbecue Championships and Anglesey Blues Festival. You walk around all day eating award-winning barbecue and listening to great blues music. It can't get any better than that, Joe.
Wow. I have one question. We have just a little bit of time left. It's tough to answer, but I hope you can answer this for us. What's one of the most valuable lessons you learned while in your position directing the tourism and marketing?
To listen. That is the most valuable lesson. Listen to residents. Listen to business owners. Listen to anyone that will give you information. We have an open door policy. Somebody can stop by the convention center and we will meet with them, regardless of who it is. And you get some of the best ideas from just average folks. And we take those ideas and we develop them. We take them back to our agencies and we develop marketing campaigns off of some of those ideas. People love to give you their ideas. And if you listen, you'll come up with nuggets that they give you.
Wow, you just perfectly segued into our next segment, so sit tight, okay?
Okay.
All right. Up next, talk about listening. We are putting Ben to the test with the M4 Big Money question, where he is going to share some valuable nuggets in the areas of management, marketing, money, and media. But first, a quick look at how you can check out past episodes of the show. As you are aware, management, marketing, money, and media are the essential parts of any business. And when you are the Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority, you need to know how to mix up all 4 M's. So it's time for the M4 Big Money question with today's featured guest, Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority. Ben, are you ready?
I don't know.
Well, let's break it down. We'll take it one at a time.
Okay.
We'll take it easy on you. Talk to us about your management style.
Okay, well, that's easy. My management style is one of inclusion. I include my staff into every decision. They're in every meeting. They're in the meetings to develop campaigns. And they know there's an open door policy where they can always come in and give out ideas and discuss things. And they just feel included in everything.
That's key. That's a great
Yeah.
answer too, by the way. So you're doing great so far.
Thanks.
Let's talk about marketing, but more traditional forms. Like
Okay.
what forms of traditional marketing do you use to get your message out? And we talked about
Yeah.
perception. How do you do that?
Well,
What
that
do you
has
use?
changed over the years. Right now, the majority of our marketing is all digital. We're doing majority of digital marketing. We still do all the traditional marketing. We do TV, we do out of home, which is outdoor. We still do print marketing, but the bulk of our marketing right now is digital, and we're really focused on that, reaching directly to the consumer.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about the digital part under the media piece, but that's good.
Okay.
Now, the third M, right?
Yes.
Money. It's mean, it's green, people need it. But you guys are funded in a special way, but also you need that money to do what you do every day,
Yeah.
right? So can you talk a little bit about that?
I could talk about that, but we are at a disadvantage. We don't have the budgets of some of the other destinations that we're competing with. We don't have the budgets that an Ocean City, Maryland does, or Virginia Beach, or Myrtle Beach.
Right.
So we have to take our finite budget and really stretch that budget and get the most bang for our buck out of that. And we seem to do that every single year. We generate the most impressions with the least amount of money.
That's huge.
That's huge.
So let's get to how you do that,
Yeah.
and it's through media, right? A lot of the
Yes.
things that you had mentioned, in there is you rely on that outside writer or television producer, or even just the outreach that you do to leverage those impressions. So how important is media and social media today to the equation?
Well, it's so important that we have our in-house marketing coordinator focuses on social media. She has raised the social media program up to about a 34% increase over the last 2 years. We now have about 120,000 Facebook fans.
Wow.
And we're pushing social media out constantly. But we really focus a lot on PR.
Yeah.
We realized early on, public relations is important. It's a third-party endorsement. It's not us talking about ourselves.
Right.
And we have a very, very robust public relations program.
Can you quickly tell me what your favorite M is of the four M's?
Actually, it's not an M. It's an R.
Really?
My favorite is research.
Oh, perfect.
Every single marketing campaign that we've developed is based on marketing research. There's always combing through mounds and mounds of data, we come up with a nugget that we can hone in on and build an entire campaign on. And that's how we build our campaigns.
That is great.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for sharing your M4 Big Money answers to the M4 Big Money question, including the R.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
There you have it. Ben Rose and the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority's well-balanced mix of management, marketing, money, media, and research. We have some more business content coming up, including another segment with today's featured guest. So stick around for more South Jersey Business with Joe Molineaux. Ben, so many of the guests that we have on South Jersey Business are involved in their community, individually and as an organization. Can you talk a little bit about Quidita's involvement in the community through you and the members of your staff and team?
Yeah. I'm involved in a lot of organizations, both professional organizations, local business organizations, charitable organizations, and also statewide. But Quidita actually encourages all their management staff to get out and get involved. And every single management personnel is involved in organizations and charities and volunteering in the local community as well.
That's great. I know that there's a few organizations, I just attended one of their conferences, that you're heavily involved because it is industry specific. Actually, there may be one or two of those. Can you talk about one or two that are very important to you and the work you do in the community?
Yeah. And a very important organization is the New Jersey Tourism Industry Association, which is an advocacy group for statewide tourism in the state. And we work with legislators in getting legislation passed and getting funding for tourism entities in the state. And we were just able to get an additional $17 million for the State Department of Tourism for their marketing budget, and an additional $25 million of the American Recovery Fund for tourism marketing. The other organization is the New Jersey Destination Marketing Organization. It's an organization of the 14 DMOs throughout the state, and we exchange best practices and we share ideas with the other destinations throughout our state. You know, thinking that rising tide lifts all boats, so we all work together. Even though we're in competing destinations, we do all work together for the betterment of tourism throughout our state.
I have seen that firsthand, where everybody comes together, shares the ideas, but also when you mentioned the money, it was funny because between the two organizations, the one that helps educate and gets the attention drawn on tourism, then if I wasn't mistaken, how that money was sort of split up, it was to the DMOs, some of that money, correct?
A portion of that, $5 million, was distributed down to the DMOs for funding marketing in each individual DMO.
And I know you explained DMO, but as a direct marketing organization, can you just briefly talk about what that does on the ground in each of these communities?
We are a DMO for the Wildwoods. We're a destination marketing organization charged with marketing and increasing tourism for our destination, and that's what a DMO is.
I'm going to ask you just to do a quick thing for me. I know you have a great story about creativity and marketing and how to, kind of work around rules to get things done. You had a story early in your career when you were working for a casino. Can you give me like a one-minute version of that story? Because I think that's gold.
Yeah, that's interesting. We did a major renovation at a casino and put in the most slot machines of any casino in Atlantic City. But at that time, you could not market or advertise gaming. So we did research and found that people, if they had a seat to sit on in front of a slot machine, they would play longer, which means the casino would make more money. We put slot stools in front of every single slot machine and then marketed as the most slot stools in Atlantic City. And that's how we got around it.
I think that's great.
And that all came from research.
Wow. One quick plug. I understand you have a close affinity to Stockton University through your children. Can you talk a little bit about that relationship?
All three of my children graduated from Stockton. My oldest daughter graduated with a degree in environmental science, my son a degree in finance, and my youngest daughter a degree in special ed and also psychology. And they all got a great education here. So we love Stockton University.
That's great. Final question. We have about 30 seconds left. How important have these community connections been to you personally and to the organizational work that you do?
Oh, they're of utmost importance, especially the local business organizations and community organizations within the Wildwoods, because you get to meet individuals on a monthly basis and talk to those people and really get to know them, and they get to know you. So it's really on a personal level. And they feel they can call us at any time or come and see us at any time. We have a total open door policy, and we've developed great relationships with the community.
That's great to hear. On behalf of myself, the school, the community, I want to thank you and your team for being so involved in helping the community move forward.
Great. Thank you.
Once again, the guests here at South Jersey Business exemplify what it precisely means to be committed to their local community. Thanks again to Ben Rose and everyone at the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority for everything they're doing to help our community. Now it's time to shine the spotlight on Ben Rose and gain some extra illumination on exactly what the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority offers and brings to the community right here in South Jersey. Ben, I want to thank you in advance for sharing and let us turn the spotlight on the Greater Wildwoods and the work you do.
Well, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
So let's start with what it is the authority does. Can you just quickly tell us what you do?
The authority is charged with bringing in conventions and events, and also bringing tourism to the Wildwoods to increase business in the Wildwoods.
It's great. Sounds like a monumental task. So how do you accomplish that? I know you have a team, but how do you accomplish that?
Well, we accomplish that with a real high-quality team. And these people have great experience and knowledge and expertise, and I owe it all to my staff. They are tremendous.
Who is the target audience that you're trying to reach?
Well, the target audience in the summer is families with children, but also multi-generational families, from grandparents down to the grandchildren, all vacationing together. In the off-season, it is millennials, Gen Zs, and boomers.
Plus convention business, right?
Plus convention business, absolutely.
Yeah, the ability to attract almost everybody to the Wildwoods is clear. You got plenty of room on the beaches. You got beautiful boardwalk, great places to stay, iconic hotels.
Free beaches.
Free beaches. That's key.
Yes.
That's key. So you might have to turn look in the mirror a little bit on this one. But why do you do what you do? What drives you, Ben Rose?
I do it because I love it. I love the industry. I love the Wildwoods. It's the greatest place to market. You have so much to market there. And every day is different. It's exciting.
Absolutely.
I love it.
You feel the excitement when you go. And even off season, you feel the excitement because you have all those events, and I know you do so much to make that happen. Ben, what are some of your favorite events and some events that you're looking forward to experiencing?
That's tough. We have over 160 events every single year, but some of my favorite events are the New Jersey State Barbecue Championships Anglesey Blues Festival. Also, the Race of Gentlemen, antique car and motorcycle drag racing on the beach. Some of the other events, there's a big Red Bull event, a Red Bull quad race event on the beach that's coming up. And of course, Barefoot Country Music Fest, which is a major concert over 3 days with 40 of the top country artists in the nation performing on the beach. So that's a great event. And then we have other events like our Italian festivals, our Irish festival in the fall, a Mummers Day in the Wildwoods. There's just so many events. I like them all, but these are some of my favorites.
I've experienced some of those and some of them I haven't, but every time I get down to the Wildwoods, the team, the city, everybody works together. It's like a well-oiled machine, and every event that I experience seems to get better and better as far as execution.
Yeah, there's so much support with the city and Public Works and the police and everyone. This is an event town. They know how to do events.
And I'm going to say that's probably based on a lot of good experience and a lot of good people, but also a good organization kind of steering that ship of getting everybody together and putting everybody on the same page. Am I correct?
That's correct.
And that would be your organization.
Yes.
It takes a full organization to do it. So one last question for you. What does the future hold for you personally, Ben Rose?
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until I can't do it anymore. I love what I do. I have the energy for it. I am marketing a great destination with so much to market. So it's not work. When we can do something you absolutely love, it's never work.
It sounds like your future and the organization's future is bright. So I want to thank you for allowing us to turn the spotlight on both.
Thank you, Joe, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That was today's Spotlight, providing a clear view of what the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority is all about. Well, that's the show. We had a solid business discussion with Ben Rose, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Greater Wildwoods Tourism Authority. Once again, thank you to Stockton University and everyone that makes this program possible. Let's do it again next time. And until then, let's get growing, South Jersey. Thanks for watching.